it's okay to want to try different things. It's okay to want to be an actress, to want to be a musician, to want to have a 9 to 5 job. And I think a lot of times society has made a thing where they're like, oh, if you found something you like, just stick to it. And yes, of course, I'm not saying don't stick to what you're, that's of course, you have to be perseverant. Is it perseverant? You have to be consistent in whatever you do and just, make sure you achieve the goal. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to say that, like, what I'm trying to say is that society makes a thing when they're like, okay, when you find something, just stick to that. You don't have to like do something else. You doing something else is you jumping ship or you not being consistent. And yes, we have to be careful. There's a big, I don't know, so there's a line that has to be drawn between that. Like I said earlier, there are times when, like, sometimes you're just someone who's not consistent, who don't finish what they start. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about in terms of like, we are multifaceted humans, if I should put it that way. Like, we are curious. It's not in our nature to stick to one thing. Yes, sometimes, like, if you find something you love, you stick to it and you keep going. But what I'm trying to say is that you're also allowed to try other things out. You're allowed to like want to do multiple things at once. And I think, like, it's only, even robots, they do evolve. Like, if they give them new information, they adapt to that. But I do feel like we're not robots to just have to stay to one thing and just stick to one thing for the rest of our life. And I think maybe it's just um a fear thing as well, where you're just thinking like, oh my god, if I'm to do multiple things at once, am I going to be able to focus on it? When I'm saying do multiple things, I'm not saying like, overburden yourself with different responsibilities. That's not what I'm saying. But you know let me use an example. Let's just say, from okay, let me use my example. Yeah, so I've done multiple things. I'm 27 and I've done multiple things already. Singing, wanted to be an actress. I've always wanted to be an actress, and I started doing learning how to sing a few years ago, which I've gotten better in. But throughout my journey, people will be like, "Oh my God, what's she doing? Like, she literally wanted to be an actress, and now she's doing singing, and now she's doing podcasting." And some people might actually just think that, "Oh, is this person just trying to?" They're so desperate for fame to the extent that they'll do anything or they'll change. But that's not even the case for me personally. When I wanted to be an actress, it was my journey in that sense is like, I will explain the point I'm trying to make. Like, when I wanted to be an actress, it was kind of a thing of, I was in a position in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what direction in terms of career I wanted to do. So I was just like, you know what, I've always loved, whenever I watch movies, I see how people act, and I'm like, oh, I would like to be an actress. I'm a big Marvel fan, so going to cinemas and just seeing the way they act, just I was just like, oh my God, let me try. So then I auditioned, and I go into this acting school. Then I go into this acting school, which I couldn't go. But the point I'm trying to make is that after that, years passed, and I still had that vision in my heart. And then I realized later as well that I wanted to be a musician, that I loved singing. I wanted to be in a girl group. And I am so glad that I pursued that dream. And the point I'm trying to make is that even when I decided to pursue my acting and my music, I still had this fulfilling type of energy to it. Like, I still felt very fulfilled doing it. Yes, maybe the music, I've not really been feeling that passionate about it anymore, but I'm still glad I went through with it, because when I was doing it, it helped me in a lot of ways. Like, I was able to stand up for myself. Like, I was able to actually I mean, it gave me the confidence to go after something I really wanted, because I grew up in a household. I don't know if you guys, you've seen my other videos where I've mentioned it. Um, I grew up in a household where, like, you have to do, be a lawyer, be a doctor, be an accountant. You have to do it by fire, by force. And it was just like this forceful thing. And I think going after my creative, going after music, going after acting, gave me this confidence to be who I wanted to be, to grow into who I am today. Someone who's confident in speaking, who's confident in actually being themselves. And if I did not go after these dreams, I think I would not be who I am today. And to other people, they'll be like, oh, but I mean, I don't see you topping charts. I don't see you being a musician, like, a successful musician. But the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes you going after something you love doesn't necessarily have to lead you to like this typical big success that you have in your head, because sometimes you should follow your art in the sense that like it might lead you to something else that you really like. Do you know, just from me following my passion for music, for my acting, it's led me to be here, speaking, because I actually realized that I love speaking. And that's what's just like, what, regardless, even if one person listens to 20, because I genuinely love speaking. I love coming on here to tell people about my experience, give people advice, because I give my friends advice and I just love doing it. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a Gemini, but I just feel like, you know, it kind of made me realize how much I wanted to be that, and it gave me the confidence to come on here to be speaking to people. And when I was doing music, I literally went on stage to perform in front of people. That's something I would never have done. That is something I'm so glad I did. If you know what I'm saying, if I did not follow that passion, I would never have gotten the chance to do that. And the point I'm trying to make is sometimes people prevent themselves from moving forward or from seeing their big potentials, because they're scared that they're doing too much, they're jumping ships. But the thing is that, you don't even know what you're like. You might think you're good at something, but you don't know if you're great at something else. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't know if you're great at something else. That doesn't mean what you're good at, you shouldn't work on it to be the best at it. That's not the point I'm trying to make. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you're someone who you feel inclined to want to try something, but you're scared that people would think that you're doing too much, or not even about people, you're scared yourself that you're not um focusing on one thing. I just want you to remove that from your head, because at the end of the day, you can always try something else. It doesn't have to lead to this great success. You might just enjoy it, and yes, it might lead you to something amazing that you would not have even thought of. But the point is, just follow your art. You don't know where it will actually lead you to. Like, and I know a lot of people have. I grew up in a Christian household where it's just like, I don't know, in the Bible that says don't follow your art. I'm just so against that, because I do feel like there's a reason why something is in your heart. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you genuinely want to chase after a specific dream and it's just in your heart, and you're just like, oh my god, but I'm already doing this 9 to 5 job, how am I going to balance it? You can balance it. If you have in your heart, you can balance it. If you love something, you'll make it work. And I think at the end of the day, like, people do feel like, oh, it's too much, I have so much responsibilities. And yes, that's okay. I mean, it's life, people have responsibilities. But I think one thing is, you don't want to regret not um giving something you love time. Like, at least just invest in it, even if it's once a week. I think I said this in my last video. Even if it's once a week, just putting in time to do something you love is very important, because you genuinely don't know where it's going to lead you to. Apart from it leading you somewhere, following what you love to do is so fulfilling. And this is coming from someone who's done it, who's taken that risk. It's so fulfilling. Yes, there might be some sacrifices along the way in terms of like um and I will give you an advice if you're someone who wants to go that direction of following your art, because this is from experience, and I'm the kind of person that if I've been through something that's very bad or that just didn't go well, I like to advise people to do something different. Not do something, but do it in a better way. So of course, there was a time where I had my 9 to 5 job at one point, and I really wanted to do music. And I was just like, what, I just wanted to give it everything I had. Like, I wanted to give it a fair chance. So I did quit my 9 to 5 job. And till date, I won't say I regret it fully, but I will say a part of me that regrets it is the fact that I think I should have just changed the full time into part time whilst working together with the my music, and just doing both together basically. And the reason why is because when I decided to leave um my full-time job, don't get me wrong, the universe still provided for me. I was good and stuff, but I think I am from a Nigerian household, so me coming back to stay with my parents was just so I paid with my mental health. So the advice I would give you is, if you do want to go after what you want, which I do feel like you should, I will always stand 10 toes on that. If you're going to do that, if you're going to follow your heart, if you're going to follow what you love, I will advise you not to ever fully quit your job. Okay, maybe change it to part-time, but just make sure you have something that's giving you the finances. Because if I'm being honest, as a sister, that as a sister, just being a sister, I just feel like it is very following your path is already hard on its own, if I'm being honest, because everyone else is doing 9 to 5, but then not also having the finances to back what you love doing. It's it's just this type of pain and this type of like mental if it just feels a lot, because it's like you might want to do something you love. Let's just say you want to be a painter. You will need equipment to paint, and not having the equipment to even paint after you've decided you wanted to go after that dream will even make life a bit of a living hell, because it's a thing of, you love to do that thing, but you don't have the resources to do that thing. That itself is another type of pain. And also, apart from that, it does make you put so much pressure on what you love. At the end of the day, if you don't have money coming in, now you're basically putting all your eggs in one basket. You're putting all your eggs in one basket because you're thinking, oh my god, this dream has to work. By five efforts, it has to work. So that means you're putting the energy of like, oh, I need money has to come from this passion, and it kind of takes off. It takes away that like that passion that you add for that thing. And this is why I do feel like if you're going to go after something you love, just make sure you have like some sort of income, even if it's a part-time job that can just help you, if it's a business, whatever it is that can just support you in making sure you actually enjoy that dream whilst you live it. Because I don't believe in suffering just to succeed. Yes, you might go through some hardships and some obstacles on your way to your success, but I do feel like you don't have to struggle, you know. And I do feel like if you can find a balance to be able to have some income coming in for you whilst you go after your dream, that would be great. Like it would be amazing. And but that's just using my own experience to tell you that like it's still worth it, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm still glad I went after what I wanted to do. It still worked in my favor, if I'm being honest. Yes, I had moments where like the finances were just, not it. And it just wasn't it. But I'm glad I went through with it. Even though right now, I'm not going to lie to you, me just being honest, when it comes to music, I don't really have that much passion that like I used to have the passion. And it's crazy because even though I feel that way, I still don't regret it. And I think this is what I'm trying to say. If you truly, truly love something, if that path, or if it just doesn't, what you call, bring the fruit that you wanted, you'll still not have the regret, because you'll be happy that you went for it. And this leads me to my next point as well. If you don't go after something you love, and I think I mentioned it in my previous video as well, there's a type of regret that you have. Like when you get older and you see other people achieving those goals, you will have this type of resentment as well, towards yourself. And this is how people become bitter. Literally, this is how people become bitter, because of course they didn't go after what they wanted, and now they see other people succeeding in it. And apart from that as well, you will know within yourself that you gave something a shot, you gave it a try, and you just maybe stopped liking it, and that's okay. But it's better for you to live your life knowing you tried something and it didn't work, than hold on, knowing it didn't work, than you never actually have tried at all. So now you're living your life thinking, oh, what if I tried it? Oh my god, what if and there's this saying, any shot that you don't take is a missed shot. It's different. And something just came to my mind, but I don't want to like just but any shot that you don't make is a missed shot. And that is such a good point, because the thing of sometimes um you don't know what could come of something. And just you don't want to be a coward, or you don't want to, because yeah, you also, that's also betraying yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like not going after something you love, like that is betraying yourself, and it's something that you will regret as well if you just don't do it. I try to live my life in a way where um whenever I'm making my decisions, I do think about it. I'm spiritual, so I might pray about it. I might just ask the universe if it's the right path for me, just to be sure, and before I make that decision, I'm sure that I make that decision. So I try to make sure I live a life where I take the risk if it's needed, and I know when to take that risk and when not to take the risk. If you get what I'm saying. So I've built my life in a way where, and it's worked for me, following my intuition. But one thing I do try to do is that I do try to um take steps and follow like my intuition, take risk when it's needed, because at the end of the day, you just don't know if you will get something from it, or you just enjoy the processes. And I'm not gonna lie to you, as someone who I've done a lot of auditions, and when I'm telling you I enjoyed doing those auditions, like I think I was thinking about it the other day. I was just like, I really did enjoy the process of doing the audition, the process of learning a new choreography so I can, record, um, learning a new song, you know, that process I actually really enjoyed. And I just remember, like, now I'm thinking, I don't regret it at all. Like, right now, I just don't have the passion for it. And if and I'm someone that sometimes I might feel like I don't have the passion for something, and then the next few weeks you see me going after that passion. But the point I'm trying to make in this is, at the end of the day, like, it's just about you trying. And like I said, it's okay for you to do multiple things. It's okay for you to try multiple things, because you don't know which one would be the best fit for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. And sometimes it might be two or three things that you can do alongside each other, and you love doing it. And some people are able to balance stuff out. Some people are able to balance things. Some people are not. And, sometimes you might think you found something you love to do, but really and truly, maybe if you have an inkling to do something else, just don't ignore it because you think, oh, I already found something. Let me just stick to this one. I don't want to mess it up. But no, you don't know. You might find a better opportunity doing something else as well that you love doing. Doesn't mean you should leave what you're doing, but you can be doing that alongside each other. But one thing I have realized is that if you found something you love doing, don't give up on it just because you found something else you enjoy. You can always do both. And as time goes on, if those two are meant to stay present in your life, they will stay present. And if one is just meant to fade away, then you allow it to fade away. And I think a lot of times, one thing I've learned, especially with this music, like, if I'm being honest with you, I think I went through a process where I'm just like, should I let go of the music? I don't know if I should, I don't know how to be like, I was thinking, should I let go? Should I not? Like, I was thinking, am I letting go because um I'm not seeing the result, or am I like, I had so much questions, and there it was even a point where I just felt like I didn't want to let go because I felt like I invested a lot of time in it. But sometimes that's not the case, I just feel like it was just time for me to like take a step back from music in general. And I feel like if I'm meant to pick it up again, I'll pick it up. I mean, I do sing in my house. I still enjoy singing. I think it was until recently when I was practicing for an audition and doing a choreography that I was just like, I found myself like struggling to get up to go do it. There's difference between being lazy and also just not having passion for something. So I realized that just to go dance and practice, it just wasn't really, I just wasn't excited about it anymore. And I just was being honest with myself. I was just like, okay, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think I really want to do this right now. And the point I was trying to make as well, another point that came to my mind is, just be careful as well. Don't say because you're scared of missing any opportunity, so you're also, I don't know, don't be careful not to say because you're scared of missing opportunities that you continue doing something you don't want to do anymore. If you get what I'm saying, because I think sometimes we're scared that we've invested so much time, and we've invested so much time in like a path in this passion that you used to have, that you feel like, oh, I don't want to let go of it, and I just don't want to like risk losing this opportunity. But if something is really for you, it will be for you. You know what I'm saying? And it will always come back around. But if you genuinely feel like something is not for you anymore, there's just no point forcing it. There's no point. You can always just try your best to see that maybe you're just being lazy. And sometimes the best way to know something is not for you anymore, or you're just tired or you just need a break, is for you to take a step back from it. Like, maybe give yourself a few weeks and see if that passion comes up again. And if it comes up again, then you just understand that, like, oh, maybe I just wanted to take a break from it. Because sometimes it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a break from something you've been passionate about for years. Like, you don't have to. And I think sometimes people also mistake the thing where they feel like, oh, you have to always be passionate 24/7 for something you love or you want. But that's not the case, because sometimes, what humans with emotions, our emotions goes up and down. You get what I'm saying? And you won't always feel that passion for something 24/7. So it's best for you to just take a step back to see if truly it's for you. But in conclusion, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that it's okay for you to try different things, to see what really fits for you. And if it's multiple things, then it's okay for you to go after those multiple things until sometimes those multiple things stay, those passions, they stay. You might just want to enjoy doing it. And some, it leads to something else. Some is just for you to enjoy, it's just for you to enjoy that passion. Some ends up fading away, and that's okay too. So just be open and do what you love doing. And I mean, go after something you love. Don't settle for a life that you will not be happy with in the next 10, 20 years. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys, don't forget to take care of yourself this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you have any topics you want me to speak on as well, you can put it under my comments, and I'll definitely um read it and also get back to you. But that's all for today. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will speak to you soon.